started. So I have this Node SDK demo that I have created. Let us get started. I'm going to create a env file and Dodo, and then this should be fine for now. I'm going to create a Dodo Payments.js file. This is where we are going to create our Node.js client using our SDK. So this should be the single point from which we make all our API calls. So code Dodo Payments.js. So before that, we need to actually install our Node.js SDK. Now run npm install Dodo Payments. So it will install the Dodo Payments SDK. As you can see, Node modules is added. Let us start now. Now we want to import Dodo Payments from the import Dodo Payments. Actually, let me fix this quickly. From Dodo Payments, yes. Okay, so we have imported it now, and let us export the client. So export const Dodo Payments is equal to, we are going to create a new Dodo Payments instance, and we need to pass the authentication details. For that, I'm going to, how we are going to pass this? We are going to pass this by using a bearer token, which is what? Bearer token, which is what we took from the API key page here. So the bearer token is going to be process.env.node env is equal to development. If the node environment is development, we are going to use process.env.dodo API key test. And if it's a live environment, if it's not a development environment, we are going to use env.dodo API key live. I think this is what we provided here, API key test, API key live. Yes, and another thing we are going to provide is the environment. What is this? We need to tell the Dodo client what environment we should, the SDK should make the query. Environment is going to be, to use this statement, and if the environment is in develop mode, I'm going to use the environment as test mode, else I'm going to use it as live mode. Okay, so this should work for now. And let us create a products.js. Touch products.js. Code products.js. Let's import the Dodo Payments client we have just created. Import, let me rename it to small case. Yeah, export constants Dodo Payments is equal to new Dodo Payments. Yes, import Dodo Payments. Yes, import Dodo Payments from Dodo Payments.js, and then we are going to create an async function list products, and we are going to call this at the end. It does not going to have any params. Now let us create a try catch block. If it catches any error, let us just log it. Okay, and then in the try block, now what we are going to do is we are going to fetch the products. So we have just created the products variable. So what it does is that it fetches the products from Dodo Payments dashboard that we just created. So the function for that is going to be Dodo Payments products.list. Okay, so now let us just console.log the products. Product start, and then console.log products product end. Repeated this, and let us just test whether this works. Let us just run node env file is equal to .env and products.js. So as you can see here, product start, product response, default pagination, but the products are listed here. And now let us see how we can use webhooks to receive events from Dodo when certain things happens. So these are the webhook events we have. So payment succeeded, payment failed, payment processing. These are the payment webhooks available, and these are the subscription webhooks, and these ones are dispute, and these ones are event. Let us see how we can implement this. So for that, I'm going to use this Dodo Next.js minimal boilerplate. I'm going to clone this and show you how you can configure this thing and get going. So let us get started. We'll start cloning the repo now. So I have created a directory, and in a terminal I'm going to provide git clone and the repository URL. So we have cloned it now. Go to that directory and create an .env file. Okay, so you have to copy the .env.example file and paste it over here. What we are going to do now is that we are going to take the API keys from the dashboard, the API key and the webhook key, and we are going to provide it over here. So go to the dashboard. We have already generated the API key. So let me generate another one. Add API key test key. Copy it and then paste it over here. And then for the webhook key, you have to go to this webhook section and click on add webhook. Actually, let me show you this later. We have to use a tunneling tool like ngrok to expose your local host to the web. So let us do this part alone later. So go to the code again, and we have pasted the API key. And now let's run npm install. This will install all the things from this dependencies and dev dependencies. So let us run npm and dev. So it is running in localhost 3000. Let us go there. So this is what we have. So I'll explain the code paths here. I'm not going to dive into the entire detail of the front-end part of the code. I'm going to show you how the webhook implementation is made. We have already seen the way on how you can use our SDK. This is the page.tsx we have. In this, we just call the product code element, and this is what we have here, which is responsible for displaying this thing here. And when we go to this localhost 3000, the products are fetched from the Dodo dashboard using our SDK, and it's displayed here. So I'll show you the code where it exists. So Node.js products, yes. This is very similar to what we just implemented before. Let us now expose our local host to the web using a tunneling tool. I'm going to use ngrok. So I have created another terminal here. Provide ngrok http 3000, where 3000 is the port your app is running. So forwarding, copy this URL. If you go to this particular URL, you will be redirected to, not redirected exactly, the localhost 3000 contents will be served over the web. So here it is. Click on visit site, and as you can see, this is over the internet now. So let us set up our webhook now. And the project is running. I'm going to use ngrok to generate a URL again. So ngrok http 3000. This is going to provide the URL. Just copy this. And before that, I also want to show you, I'm using Next.js. In Next.js, everything you put under app/API will be considered as an API. I have this route.ts inside app, webhook, and route.ts. So essentially, I will have my webhook route at my Next.js URL /API/webhook. So I will leave the Next.js documentation somewhere so you can read about that. If you are using some other tool like Python, Django, and Express.js, you might want to get that particular URL in which you are going to handle the webhook and provide the URL based on that. So this is our Next.js URL, which is going to process our webhook. So and let me give that. Okay, so let me go to add webhook and paste this particular URL /API. Make sure this is in small letters, API/webhook. Add webhook. So this is going to provide us a key. Got it. Something is went wrong. Oh, okay. There is another HTTPS here. I just want to remove it. Add and copy the signing key. And now go to this particular .env file we have and paste the key we just copied. So what this webhook key is that we are going to use it to make sure we actually received the webhook from Dodo Payments and not from any malicious actor. So let's go over the code. The code part is already implemented. I'm just going to show how this is done. So there is this npm module called standard webhooks. It is available in other languages too. So we are going to use a library to verify the authenticity, and then we are just importing next headers, and then this is our Dodo client. So if we take a look at here, we are getting the request body and we are getting the webhook headers. So we are going to pass this webhook body and the webhook headers to this webhook.verify function. And what this webhook.verify function is, this is an instance of the standard webhook feature they have provided. So to initiate it, we have to pass the signing key that we just took from the dashboard. We are verifying the webhook authenticity using the webhook headers and the request body. If you want, you don't have to use any library, and you can just directly verify using the method here. So just go through this. What I would recommend is use an existing library to make things easier for you. Don't do this, which is what I recommend. So this particular standard webhooks does what exactly we are explaining here. And once the authenticity is confirmed, we are just passing the request body to generate a JSON, and then we are just checking whether the payload type is subscription or payment. We are just checking whether the payload type is related to subscription or payment, and based on that, we are also checking whether if it's subscription, we are checking the payload status. Is it subscription not active or failed or cancelled? And for payment, we are checking whether the payment is succeeded. Very important to return 200 status to Dodo Payments. If you don't return a successful 200 status, Dodo Payments is going to keep retrying to send the webhook, which particularly you don't want. So, and if we catch any error, we just logged it here. So we made the setup of our webhook successfully. So before testing it, I'm going to actually show you how you can generate payment links for the products your customers are going to purchase. So we have two types of payment links. One is static and another one is dynamic. Static links are nothing but no code payment links. You can just generate it from the Dodo dashboard and send it to your customer, and we will require all the details from the customer, the billing address, everything, and proceed to the dynamic payment. Is something more robust in which you will have many options. So I'll show you the static payment working later. Let us just see how you can create the dynamic payment link. So in this code, in this checkout, in product card.tsx, we have this function called the checkout product, and this has this boolean flag for use dynamic payment links. I'm just going to change this line number 43 to true. So what this does, so in the demo we have actually used the static payment links, not the dynamic ones. So I'm just changing it to use dynamic payments to showcase a demo for you. Go to here. If use dynamic payment links, there is a logic, and if not, we are directly generating the link and sending it. So what happens when we use dynamic payment link? We have two APIs in our Next.js application to handle the payments, one for one-time product and one for subscription product. Here I'm just hitting an API call to my Next.js app to generate a payment link. What my Next.js API will call the Dodo Payments SDK, and Dodo Payments SDK will return some response, and from that response it's going to take the payment link and provide it to me. Okay, let us see that for now. One time, yes, this is the API here. So what it does, so as usual we have the Dodo Payments client here. To create a payment link for one-time products, you have to pass these information. What are those? The billing details of the customer. As of now, if you are using the dynamic payment link, you must pass the billing details. In future, there are plans to require it from the customer itself. So I'm going to provide some dummy information here. In your case, you have to create a checkout page and get that value from your customer and pass it over here. We have a demo application at atlas.dodopayments.com. Let me show you that. atlas.dodopayments.com. Okay, so if you go to here, this is the demo application we have made. I'm just going to, let's say I'm going to purchase this thing and go to cart. Yes, you should you can use this, or you can change few things here, and the essential part is that you should create a checkout information page and get those details from your customer and pass it over here. So I'm going to fill in some dummy information for now. City is going to be let's say New York. Country is going to be US, and this is the country code that should be given. If you, yes, supported countries.country code. So this is inside the Dodo Payments SDK file I'm showing you. So these are the ISO country codes, two letter country codes of the countries. So if we scroll down, you can see US here. Yes. How can you get the country code for a country? Everything related to that is available in this website, and this website I forgot to tell you, and this is available as an open source. I'll also provide a link for that. And the country code I'm going to provide is US. Street is equal to dummy street. Okay, state, dummy state, dummy street, zip code 2345, and email is going to be test@example.com, and the name is going to be test name. So these are the customer details. So you are telling the Dodo Payments that this is the email of my customer and this is the name of my customer. If this particular email already exists for your business, Dodo will just use that customer object, else it will create a new one. And if you want to reuse the existing customer details, you can just pass the customer ID without sending the how. If Dodo finds a customer with same email, it's going to use that. So override this default behavior in which even if the customer exists, it will create a new customer every time. So I will leave the link for the Node.js SDK doc below, and also the API docs. So another one is payment link. What this is it will return the payment link in the response. So if you pass this as false, it will not return. So product cart, what is this? It is an object with the product ID as string, and I'm going to pass the quantity as 1. Depending upon the quantity your customer wants to purchase, you can change the quantity, and you can add multiple products in this product cart. This is just essentially an array of products. And then the return URL, to where does Dodo should redirect after a successful payment. This is what this return URL is. So I hope I have explained all the details here. So let us just make a dummy payment now. So let's go to this app that we have, and I'm just going to refresh it once and click on buy now. So what this will do is that, so what just happened is that once we clicked on buy now, we made an API call along with the product ID to the API which I just showed you, and it just returned the response of the Dodo Payments payments.create, and from that we are going to redirect the user to the payment link which we have from the response. So this is the page we have now. So you can make test payments using test cards available. I'm going to simulate a successful payment. So I'm going to copy this. If you want to simulate a failure payment, you can use these card details. and then copy cardholder name. I'm going to just provide test name. Okay, no thanks. And then after successful payment, it should redirect us to localhost 3000. Yes, and now we should expect something in the console since we have just logged the webhook status and everything that we received. Let us see. Yes, payload status start succeeded, payload status end, payload type start, payment. So we just essentially received payment succeeded event. I hope it's clear. And I am also going to show you how you can fetch a payment data event right here. So let us change the code a bit. Just creating a payment response. Payment data response is going to be await Dodo Payments dot retrieve, and I'm going to provide the payment ID. So payment ID can be found in payload.data.payment ID. This should work, I guess. Console.log payment data start. And payment trust data response. And now let us make another payment. Since we already have the webhook implementation for payment succeeded, we will fetch the payment data and show it over here. So let us make another payment now. So buy now. So view test methods 632 123 test pay now. The payment is successful. We should be redirected to our localhost. Yes, we are redirected, and then yes, the payment data is displayed. Payment data start and payment data end. I hope it's these two are the ones we made using our Next.js demo application. And then this should be also printed out in the console now. Yes, as you can see, email johndoe@example.com. I hope that's clear. I also want to quickly fix a mistake I have made. Previously, I have logged the payload data.status, and then based on payload.data.status, I have written the switch case part. It is a minor mistake on my end. The payload type will be sent on payload.type. So if you go to the webhooks documentation here, you can see the event types. So this event types will be provided here in the payload. We should check the payload.type instead of payload.data.status.